The Cleveland Browns are officially ready to announce their Week 1 starting quarterback for the 2025 NFL season, and it is going to be rookie third-round quarterback Sean Snell. Back when it was a 5 overall gap when he was first drafted, it was a little bit more up in the air to me, but with the bonuses now making it just a 2 overall gap here, and Sean Snell, of course, being a lot younger, I think that makes the decision fairly easy here. And if it's just a 2 overall, negative that I have to get in order to just not have Deshaun Watson be a part of this series at all, that's more than worth it for me. Let's slap that captain symbol onto Sean Snell's chest for the year, as he will start Week 1 for our Cleveland Browns. Let's take a look at what the strengths and weaknesses of this next class are and kind of what the plan is with our scouts. We obviously don't know a lot about the draft at this point. I really don't know anything, but wide receiver is the #1 strength of this class, which is a great change from our previous class. Curtis Schwartz was already the scout in place, and since he has 2 of the top 3 needs, even though maybe we don't need cornerback, depending on what happens with Greg Newsome, we're going to keep him in place here. Now, I know you might think we need a quarterback scout here, but I'm just going to show you the quarterback position. There's only one first-round quarterback in this class. Now, he is in the West, hailing out of Oregon, so we will have a quarterback scout in the West specifically to get Donald Richardson as much information as we can on him, because that's the risk we took when we didn't take quarterback at number 3, was that the next class would have a good quarterback. We only have one shot at having a good quarterback, and we got to hope that it is Donald Richardson. In the Central, we'll go middle linebacker and running back. Those are 2 pretty decent needs, and there are actually a decent amount of mid-round picks for both in the Central. So I know it doesn't say it's in the strengths, but there's actually a pretty decent amount of players for both of those positions. We're going to go defensive tackle and interior offensive lineman here. I actually think I did the wrong one there, so I might change that one. We'll move on here for the moment. Southeast, we're going to go defensive tackle and offensive tackle. This is the one I wanted the defensive tackle on because the #2 player in the class is a defensive tackle, and that's a big need for us. So in case the quarterback sucks and we're going to have another top pick, we might be going defensive line again. So we're going to get all the information that we can. There's also some tackles on the offensive side of the ball, and Jack Conklin is getting up there in age, so we might be looking towards that position as well. So that's a really good scout for that. Might change this Northeast scout, but other than that, our scouts are set. Now, I said for the most part I would be avoiding scenarios, and that is true. I will be avoiding most scenarios here, but there are a couple that I think are actually at least semi-worthwhile, including this one here, where we'll talk about which area of the team is the weakness. Is definitely our offense is the weakness here for this team. So if the offense is weaker, what part of the defense is the strongest? I think we are a better pass defense here on this squad. The secondary, Myles Garrett in the pass rush. JOK, I think, is a better pass linebacker. I hate they have to differentiate between corners and safeties. I just kind of view the secondary as a whole kind of a strength, but I think we have 3 really good corners. So we'll go corner back here. And what would a successful season look like? I think it's easier to have 10 interceptions than 3,500 passing yards is really tough to do. So let's see if our 3 big corners can get a combined 10 interceptions. That's not easy, but at least gives us a fun goal that we can kind of track throughout this season. Time to set our season goal, and it's really tough for me because I think we have a really good defense to the point where I don't think 7 wins is out of the question, but our offense is so bad that I almost want to go 4 wins here. In fact, I think I will go 4 wins. We're starting a rookie quarterback who's terrible. Our offensive line is either really old or really young. We don't have anybody like kind of in the prime of their career or anything. And our weapons, at least at the wide receiver and running back spots, are certainly well below average in the league. We do have a really good tight end. But offensively, we're so bad that I think even with a good defense, I got to go all the way down here at 4 wins for the year. So let's get our first game of the series officially underway, and it's going to be a division battle. We've got Aiden O'Connell, 69 overall, versus Sean Snell, 69 overall with some boosts. A heavy weight battle for this one. Now, for this series, I don't actually plan on watching a ton of full games, especially, in the regular season. Once we become a playoff team, I'll plan on watching full playoff games. But as this is the first game of the series, I wanted to make an exception for it. We have a rookie quarterback making his debut, as well as our first pick in the series on the other side. Now, there were some good points that maybe starting Sean Snell, a third-round rookie from the beginning, isn't super realistic, which, does make sense. But if you look at it this way, right, Deshaun Watson's coming off a torn Achilles, and so would likely at least be forced to miss training camp. And so as long as Sean Snell impressed during training camp, that kind of opens the door for, I think, him to start right away, a la kind of the Russell Wilson route. But that's kind of the reasoning I'm using to keep it quote-unquote realistic, starting a third-round rookie from the get-go. Good run there by Najee Harris, picks up the first down for Pittsburgh after the Browns were forced to punt the ball from around midfield. But JOK with a nice tackle in the backfield there, a first sack of the season. Not fooled at all by any sort of play action. Gets right to Aiden O'Connell for the first splash defensive play of the series. Hopefully the first of many for JOK. 3rd and 13, knocked away by Denzel Ward. Secondary is going to be the strength of this team, I think, for the early part of this series at the very least. Nice to see it coming through early there. Jerome Ford picks up the first down on the ground, and we go now to Kareem Hunt, who has a big opening and gets it inside the 35-yard line. Run game looking good here in our second drive. 2nd and 6, back to it here. Kareem Hunt down the right sideline. Gets all the way down to the 11-yard line. The blocking is looking good. This Steelers front is no slouch. We're creating some nice big holes for these running backs to go through. Pickup of 7 there. Now 3rd and goal from the 6. Snell evading and trying to get to the goal line, but he will not get there. Highsmith able to track him down and bring him to the ground 2 yards short of the goal line, but Cleveland is not settling for 3. 4th and goal from the 2. They will go, and it's picked off. That's going to be a 100-yard pick six. Nobody will be able to catch Porter Jr. with a massive play, and the Steelers strike first with a 100-yard pick six on 4th and goal. So the Browns offense forced to come right back out onto the field after giving up what was some easy points left on the field. And we get another pick right away. It's Joey Porter Jr. again. 2 picks back-to-back for the 3rd-round rookie. That's a rough look for the decision to start him over Deshaun Watson. So the Steelers get it in good field position instantly because of the turnover. A good chance to go up by 2 possessions here after a first down. puts them right away in field goal position. O'Connell finds a man, and that's Najee Harris. Down to the 12. Texas route freed him up there. Now 3rd and 2 from the 4. O'Connell back to pass, and Myles Garrett's gonna bring him down for the sack. Red zone stop for the defense, courtesy of the best player on the team. His first sack of the year, going against his former teammates in Jedrick Wills. 10-0 Pittsburgh here as we come towards the close of the first quarter. We get a completion there to Jerry Jeudy. Now starting the second. 2nd and 3. Play action. Snell looking deep down the field into double coverage, and it's the 3rd pick in 4 throws. Oh boy. Did Cleveland make a mistake naming Sean Snell the starter? He's just throwing the ball to the Pittsburgh defenders with reckless abandon in this game. 2nd and 3. Now it's Cleveland's turn. Denzel Ward racing up the right sideline for a score. The 2nd pick 6 in this game. And you're seeing 2 sub-70 overall quarterbacks go against very talented defenses and struggling mightily. 2 touchdowns in this game, both on the defense, and even the field goal that was scored was created by the defense as well. Nice throw and catch over to George Pickens along the left sideline for first there. Moving the chains again to the rookie running back. First and 10, right back to that running back for a nice gain of 9 yards. Now 2nd down, O'Connell showing some nice control of the offense here. This is the best the Steelers offense has looked. To the 20, a big hit will cause the fumble. Jordan Hicks lays a massive hit on the runner. It's recovered by Cleveland, and that'll be the 5th turnover of this first half. These defenses are absolutely feasting right now. Drummond with the fumble. I mean, you knew this was likely to be a defensive matchup just based on what these teams' strengths and weaknesses are, but man, oh man, has that been just a heavy theme so far in the first quarter and change of this game. Jerome Ford with a nice pickup on the ground. Snell back to pass, and this one's hauled in over the middle. Cedric Tillman, the man on the reception. Penalty would make it 1st and 15. Jerome Ford up the left sideline. Another explosive run on this drive. 3rd and inches. 14 yards out. The give is to Jerome Ford again. He's got the angle to the end zone. It's the first offensive touchdown of the game and of the season for Cleveland. Jerome Ford doing a lot of the work on the ground in that game, in that series. 3 explosive runs on the drive, and he gets rewarded for a touchdown. JOK making a play in the backfield for the 2nd time in this game. Some explosive upfield explosions. Explosive upfield explosions. That's certainly a phrase. Greg Newsome makes a tackle on the edge. Remarked about our corners being poor tacklers, but he didn't show it there. 3 straight runs, and none of them gain any yardage, so Pittsburgh will be punting away on a 3-and-out. Excellent run defense by Cleveland. Tutu Atwell with the reception in traffic on 160 pounds. Jerome Ford will be stalked behind the line of scrimmage. Patrick Queen. Nice pursuit there. 2nd and 11. It's a give to David Njoku. Picks up 10 and makes it 3rd and manageable from the 37. The give on the outside to Jerome Ford, but Pittsburgh was ready for it. It'll be a loss of 2. 4th down coming up for Cleveland's. And they're going for it again. I like the aggressiveness here. They'll go for Jerry Jeudy, who holds on through the traffic just past the sticks. 1st down for the Browns. Snell attempting to evade, but you're not going to get past T.J. Watt. His 1st sack of the season makes it 2nd and 21. David Njoku with the reception, and we get it all back and more. Big time throw and catch. The connection for 30 plus yards. I mean, great throw, hitting Njoku where he can pick up extra yardage. Almost connected there for the score. Instead, it'll be down to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. Snell finds Cedric Tillman in the end zone. And that's 2 straight touchdown drives for the offense after 3 straight interception drives by Snell. Starting to pick things up. Looked like for a moment we were going to have a Nathan Peterman 5 interception first half kind of moments from Snell, but I like the way he's rebounded from what was truly an awful, awful stretch. Pittsburgh kind of driving here with only a few seconds remaining in the second half. They're trying to get in field goal range. 16 seconds remain, 1 timeout. 2nd and 4, and that'll put them in field goal range. The reception to George Pickens, they'll use their final timeout, and with 9 seconds, Pittsburgh will find some points here at the end of the half. 21-13 headed into the break in favor of the Browns. Of course, a lot of those points created by the defense. We'll see what we can get here in the second half. Big time pickup for Drummond to start the 3rd quarter. Gain of 9 makes it 2nd and short. O'Connell has a man over the middle. That's Pat Freiermuth. He's got it into Cleveland territory. Pittsburgh with an explosive start to the half. They weren't able to really get much in the way of explosives in the first half, but they're finding Freiermuth here for the 2nd consecutive reception. On 2nd and 10, it's a pitch underneath to the rookie Harris. Wearing 23, I think I got to change that for him. He's a pretty good rookie. And on 3rd and 2, we get the stop. Jordan Hicks fills the run lane and makes it 4th and 2. Pittsburgh would settle for 3, but I got to probably update Harris's drip. He's going to be a good rookie receiver for a division rival. We got to make him look better than that, wearing 23, a receiver. We'll do that after this game. RPO here, and we find Jamari Thrash for a solid pickup of 7. 3rd and 6. Snell evading and throwing towards Njoku, but the hit was well-timed, forcing the incompletion. And forcing a punt as well. But when we show the punt, you know something important is going to happen. And this one is going to land all the way down at the 1-yard line. Corey Bojorquez with an awesome punt. And now this Browns are thinking safety, and they're going to get it. J.O.K. again. Celebrating. He is having just a truly awesome game. Making plays in the backfield with consistency. And more defensive points added onto the board in what has been a defensive masterclass for the most part for both of these squads. Snell has some time and just fires it right into the waiting hands of Patrick Queen. He was doing so well since his barrage of interceptions, but he adds his 4th of the day. Halfway through the 3rd quarter now. A little over that if we're wanting to be 100% accurate. 3rd and 3 coming up. And JOK, another TFL. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah having one of the best games of his career. At least against the run. For sure. 4th and 5. Pittsburgh's gonna go, and Pittsburgh is gonna be stopped. Myles Garrett coming up big for the defense again with his 2nd sack. Ford, good blocking, picks up 9. On 2nd and 10, we'll bring up 3rd and short. Right back to Ford. He's got the 1st down and more to the 37-yard line. Had that awesome drive where he had a few explosive runs, but I haven't seen a ton of them since. 3rd and 5, pressure, forcing Snell to throw it away. Cleveland will settle for 3. 26-16 now. Under 2 minutes remain in the 3rd, and once again, he's been there all day, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, in the backfield for a stop. 3rd and 6. O'Connell had nowhere to go, so he'll throw it out of bounds. Cleveland's defense shows up big again. Heavy package for the Browns on this 1st and 10, and it's not going to work. TJ Watt meets Ford in the backfield for a loss of 3. Into the 4th quarter now. Snell has a man for a nice 11-yard gain. That's Jerry Jeudy. Heavy package on 3rd and 2. Jerome Ford. Nice vision there to cut it back. That puts him up to 112 yards on the day. Really good running performance for sure. Nice throw down the seam to Jerry Jeudy. That was a heavy traffic area, but the throw was on the money to Jerry Jeudy. It's been 4 interceptions, but I actually think Snell's played pretty well. It's obviously been up and down, but he showed some stuff that can get you excited for the future as long as you ignore the interceptions, which have been plentiful in this game. Another field goal for the Browns as they kind of just gave up on that 3rd and 12. Pittsburgh looking for a big play, but Grant Delpit able to break things up. 3rd and 10. O'Connell gonna get swarmed for the sack. It'll be Tomlinson and Gibson meeting at the quarterback for another stop. Underneath throw to Tutu Atwell. He's got room to run all the way to the 39-yard line. 216 yards in the air now for Snell in this game. And another underneath throw here, this time to Jerry Jeudy, which will move the chains. First and 10, give to Kareem Hunt. He's got some space on the outside and able to get it all the way down to a 1st and goal at the 8. Snell, back to pass on 3rd and goal. He will be forced to throw it away. TJ Watt bearing down on him. Cleveland will be forced to settle for 3 here, but with just 5 minutes remaining in this game, I think we've seen enough from the Cleveland defense to know that 16 points in 5 minutes is a pretty good lead, considering the defense literally only gave up 3 points to that point. If you take away the points that were pretty much gifted to Pittsburgh via turnovers. Pittsburgh would get the garbage time touchdown, but ultimately the first game of the season will be a victory for the Cleveland Browns. Sean Snell picking up a win in his first career starts. And the defense just making plays on both sides of the ball. 32-22 seems like maybe a high score when you thought about these two teams matching up. But when you consider how many points the defenses were responsible for in this game, I think it starts to make a little bit more sense. Looking at the stats for this game, both quarterbacks played fairly similarly. Aiden O'Connell would pick up an additional interception in this game. It would be Greg Newsome. So we'd get 2 cornerback interceptions in this game out of the 10 that we have our goal for the season. So a good start on that front for sure. Jerome Ford, 27 carries, averaged 5 a carry. Really good rushing performance from him. Kareem Hunt also had a lot of success on the ground. That I think was maybe the biggest surprise, is how well we performed on the ground, considering this Steelers defense. But if we didn't perform well on the ground, this would have been a tough game, because the offense had its struggles early on for sure, especially. Defensively, 16 total tackles for JOK with 4 TFLs and a sack. An insane game for him. I feel like that's Defensive Player of the Week worthy for sure. Sacks and a half for both Garrett and Watts, Hayward and JOK, and then a few players with half a sack, including the rookie Daniel Gibson. Here are all the plentiful interceptions we had. 1 forced fumble, Jordan Hicks, we know. 4 deflections for Denzel Ward as well. He was just all over these Pittsburgh receivers. Somehow they gave Defensive Player of the Week to Joey Porter, who, yeah, obviously had a really good game, but JOK was better, in my opinion. And Glenn Davis, the rookie, winning Offensive Player of the Week in his first ever NFL starts. Man, that's looking like a good rookie for the Giants. And I'm excited to get the opportunity to see him play at some point in this series. The AFC North just barely played the NFC East in real life, so I don't imagine it'll be anytime soon, unfortunately, that we will play each other. We'd be dealt a pretty tough loss in week 2 to the Titans, scoring 7 points in the first and taking the lead there, but the Titans scoring 24 unanswered after that. Taking a look at the box score, Russell Wilson quarterbacking the Titans here. 3 more interceptions for Sean Snell. So despite his conservative, pass, aggression being conservative, he's throwing a lot of picks, which is not where we want to see things here. Pierre Strong had to take a lot of carries here in this game, so you have to wonder if Jerome Ford got injured. I don't see a long-term injury, so it might have just been out for the game type thing. But I mean, Kareem Hunt got some nice yardage on his 3 carries, but other than that, we struggled to run the ball. Cedric Tillman, his 2nd touchdown of the season already. Struggled to get David Njoku going in this game. Blocking wise, we had just 1 sack allowed, which is pretty good from the rookie. And then defensively here, TFL wise, we had Daniel Gibson with 3 TFLs, no sacks though, but a nice impact in the run game, and 2 more TFLs, so up to 6 already for JOK. Sacks wise, Hicks and Garrett add to their sacks totals, and Greg Newsome adds to his interception total, making it 2 for him and 3 for the corners. So already 3 out of 10 through 2 weeks, which you absolutely love to see. Deflections for JOK and Denzel Ward, and Harold Landry forced a fumble for Tennessee in this game. Time to negotiate a contract here with our superstar tight end. 29 years old is a bit tricky. How long-term of a deal do you try here? I think you have to start at player friendly just because of his lack of interest in the squad, but I don't want to do 5 years. So if we could do a 3-year deal worth $17 million per, and he would accept that, I would be down for that. But looks like it's close for him. Maybe an extra $1 million per year could get the deal done, but we'll have to wait another week to sign David Njoku here. Martin Emerson is another guy who's up for contract, and he does have interest in signing with us, so we can sign him pretty easily here. I think if we can get an extra even year on this at $4 million per year for Martin Emerson, that's a really nice number for us. Will he accept that? Yes, he will. Our first re-signing of the series, because we didn't re-sign anybody last season. It's going to be Martin Emerson, trying to keep our secondary a strength throughout the series. Not having to draft it for at least the first few seasons is going to be one of my goals here. Keep this strength of the team intact. All right, we're going to give him $1 more million a year in salary and another $500,000 in bonus. $18.5 million a year over 3 for Njoku here, and he does re-sign. As you can see, I haven't really played much Madden as I just re-signed my first 90+ overall. Excited to have him be kind of that safety blanket tight end, big time playmaker for whoever's quarterbacking our team for this year and the next 3 after that. We would suffer our second loss of the season at the hands of the Bills. That's pretty understandable. I think that's kind of the expected matchup there with the Bills' victory here. Sean Snell did get his first 0 interception game though, so there's progress on that front. Just 207 yards though. Not terrible by any means, but certainly not where you want it to be. Once again, just really low carries here. Jerome Ford, the most on the Browns with 6, is just simply not enough for the squad. Dalton Kincaid had 10 catches for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Shout out to Dalton Kincaid fantasy managers in this fake world. Tillman, 6 for 68. Tutu Atwell with his first touchdown as a Cleveland Brown. Elijah Moore, former Brown, catching a touchdown against his former team. And once again, not doing a great job in simulation of getting Njoku the ball as much as he definitely should be getting the ball here. Looks like the offensive line had a bit more concern here. Both of our tackles giving up 2 sacks each is not where you want to be. High tackle game from JOK. TFL wise, nobody got above 1 in this game, but all of the TFLs came from the Cleveland Browns at least. Sacks wise, Gregory Rousseau just tore us apart, as did Ed Oliver. Tomlinson with his first sack of the year. So still no full sack for the rookie through 3 games, unfortunately. Garrett picks up another half sack. I think that puts him at 3 through 3 games, which is pretty good. Of course, Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson Jr. both pick up interceptions through 3 games. We're already halfway to our 10 interceptions from the cornerback goal. So I think we made a good decision making that our goal for sure. JOK with a couple of deflections in this game and no forced fumbles. So 1 and 2 here at the end of the episode, and I like to end off each episode with the upgrades. So kind of no matter how an episode goes, you always end on a positive note. That's kind of my way of doing things here. Let's go with a, should we do agile or power? Agile is the scheme fit here, but we'll go power because that's the only rating to remain in the 60s is run block power, and no longer everything at least 70 on this player now. We're getting kind of close to revealing his dev trait, probably 2 more games. And wait, do we get another one here? Okay, yeah, that's just weird. But Mike Hall Jr. up here next. I'd love to keep going run stopper. I think that's the best chance you get at increasing strength. Doesn't get one here, but power moves up to 76 into the green now, which you'll absolutely love to see. And then our rookie quarterback, as a reward for not throwing in any interceptions, we'll get a field general upgrade here. It's +3 throw under pressure, which he really needed. It's that up to 72. And that will pretty much do it here for this episode of our realistic Browns franchise rebuild. Overall, I think a very fun debut, and then a couple of tough losses after that. We've got a division matchup in week 4, kind of to start off next episode. That's all I got for this one. We'll be back soon with another, and I'll see you then.